Using Print Then Cut can be a little bit intimidating, but there are a few very simple things that we're going to go over today to help you through the process. My name is Kelly, and let's get clacking. I've opened up a new project in Cricut Design Space, so I'm going to upload a picture. Now in this case, I'm going to use one that I have already uploaded. So this is just a plain image. If you want to see some of the best ways to get images uploaded into Cricut Design Space, I will link a video a little bit later on in this video. The first thing I want to think about is how big I want this design to be. Now this is showing me as 18.5 centimeters by 15 centimeters, which is roughly about 6 inches by 4 inches, which is far too big. So I'm going to make it a whole bunch smaller, and I'm going to make it 2 by 2.5 inches, or 4 centimeters by about 3.5 centimeters. Now I need to figure out how many of these pictures I want. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to duplicate it. Now these I'm going to use as little stickers on little trick or treat bags for the children that come to trick or treat at our house in a few days, because it's almost Halloween, and I'm going to make quite a few of them because I'm hoping that there's going to be quite a few kitties. So I'm just going to duplicate it a few times until I have a few, and then what I want to do is to put them all in a line together. So if I zoom in a little bit, I'm then able to put them all in a line next to each other, and I like to see what the length is or what the width is of that, because with Print Then Cut there is only a certain size that you're able to print in, so you need to make sure that you keep everything within those dimensions. If I have to click Make It Now, what it'll do is it'll automatically space everything out on the page, and it will leave quite a gap in between. Because Cricut sees these as individual boxes, it will space them out quite a bit more than what we actually need to. So in this case, it'll only put 3 on a line, but if we cancel and we attach these to each other, then when we click Make It, we will see that we actually get 4 in a row. We're able to much more effectively use the space on our page. And of course, now we want to apply that to the rest of the page, so we can select those. I like to also align everything. So I've got to right click detach. I'm going to select everything again, and I'm going to align it in the middle. And then I'm also going to distribute horizontally to make sure that they are all the same space away from each other. Now what I'll do is I'll attach them again, and I will duplicate that to have another row of stickers. In order to optimize the space that we have on our page with Print Then Cut, we need to make sure that we adhere to the parameters. So for the metric system, we're using 17.145 centimeters by 23.495 centimeters. And if we're using the imperial system, we need to make sure that our print size is 6.75 inches by 9.25 inches. Now, the easiest way of making sure that you're staying within those lines is to quite simply create a shape, unlock the aspect ratio, and use the sizing option at the top to make the box the exact size we need. So this will be 17.145 by 23.495. So if we zoom out a little bit, we can see exactly the size that we need. So what I'll do is I send that to the back, and I keep it right there on the page so that I can work with it. Now we can see that this won't work as the edge here is slightly overlapping that block. So we'll either need to move it in slightly, or we can select them both and then just make them a tiny little bit smaller, because with these stickers we don't need them the exact right size, so we have a little bit of room to play. Then what I do is I normally duplicate those, duplicate it again, and kind of fill up the whole space. Now this last one unfortunately won't fit, so we can pull them out, and then we can zoom out just to see our page a little bit better. Now if we really wanted to, we could undo that section, just make these a teeny tiny bit smaller, and then we can fit a whole row of extra stickers in. So what we do now is we can move this box out of the way, and we'll zoom out once more. Then we highlight everything, and we attach these, because if we had to now send it to Print Then Cut, so if we click Make It, see what it does here is it'll separate this into 2 pages. So you will have the first page here, we zoom out, we'll have the first page there, and then we'll have the second page. But in order to save that space, we can go cancel, and we can highlight that and right click and attach it so that it stays in our nice little neatly optimized space. So what we do before we go to the Make It panel is we just delete that little box because we don't need it anymore. And now we click Make It. And now everything is on one page. So we've really optimized our space here, and we're making the best out of what we can do. If you wanted to add some extra little sweeties on the side here, you can totally do that to use up a little bit more of your printing space. What we do now is we click continue. What it will do is it will say you first need to print your page, or if you've already printed your page, on the right-hand side, you will see something saying, I've already printed. So then you don't have to worry about printing your page. So if you know that there are hundreds of little kitties coming over to your house for trick-or-treating, then you need to print multiple different pages. You're very lucky. And the reason that this error is showing is because my Cricut is off. So once I power it on and click refresh, it should go away. So now we click send it to printer. It'll bring up your print page setup, and we can then select the printer that I'm going to be using. I'm using a Canon TR4540, and I only want one copy because unfortunately in our area in South Africa, Halloween is not as big as it is in the US. It makes me a little bit sad. So I'm only going to be printing one copy. The next one is to add bleed. So essentially what print bleed does is it adds kind of like 1 millimeter to the edge of whatever it is that you're trying to cut, and it allows for a small margin of error for the cut to be able to not have any of the white paper showing through. So in this case, I'm going to leave it checked. However, if you are cutting multiple different elements within Cricut Design Space, you may need to turn print bleed off. Either that, or you need to check to see if you have flattened your design. And if you would prefer to use your printer settings, then you can select this feature, as what will happen is it will open up your print page. So if we click print, what happens now is that my own printer settings have popped up, and I can change my preferences in here. Especially for me, I need to make sure that the printer size is correct. So I'm printing on an 8.5 by 11 inch page. Let's click OK, as that is the page that we have set up in Cricut Design Space. So I'm going to click print. And now that I've printed the page, I'm going to move over to my Cricut and show you the rest of the steps there. So I'm going to be using my light grip mat for this. So I take the protective sheet off and I line up my page with the top corner of the mat. Now, as you can see, I am using an A4 page, not an 8.5 by 11 inch. So the sizes may look a little bit different to you, but I've made sure to print it in 8.5 by 11 inch size. So then we turn on and open up our Cricut, and then we can click send in Cricut Design Space. The machine starts off by sampling 2 places on each line of the black box on the outside. It essentially uses this as a GPS to locate exactly where the elements are on the page, and this detection will give you a good or a bad cut. As you can see, the machine has a little light underneath the silver area, and this helps it to illuminate the black line so that it can see it a little better. I'm using copy paper in this case, so it will not have any glare problems, but if you are using glossy paper, you might want to cover this with some matte clear tape. And here we have our perfect registration. So now I used normal copy paper for this, but if you are using sticker paper, you can probably get away with using the premium vinyl setting. If you have something a little bit more intricate, then the washi tape setting might work for you too. So now we can pull the stickers off and we can see that typically the bottom ones provide the most problems, but these ones have cut beautifully. There is no white on the edge of the paper. And then we can see just how beautifully it actually cut the paper. And like I mentioned, you'll see it isn't 100% perfect. I am working on another video to be able to perfectly calibrate those print and cut settings and make sure that you get yours 100% perfect. Thanks so much for joining me today in my video. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment to let me know if you managed to do your first print and cut successfully. Subscribe to my channel for more Cricut and craft related tutorials in the future, and I hope to see you in my next video. And remember, be kind to someone today. See you soon.